So I'm confused. It says we have 3 guests, but there are only 2 people in the green room.
Don't worry, darling. Just make the announcements.
Stuart MacDonald fooled Penn and Teller, so I'm sure he's going to fool us.
Sinagra talks about being a family recovery coach.
And Richard Preston is a magician frozen in time. But there's only 2 people in the green room. What's happening?
This is Keith Field.
And this is Lady Sarah.
And thank you for joining us for
a cup of tea. And there's still only 2 people in the green room. What's going on?
Darling, we got a pleasant surprise this week, didn't we, about our viewing figures?
We did. We are now streaming on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Help me out here. Forgotten all
YouTube. Our YouTube channel has got some great little pieces.
And we're getting over 1,000 views for every show.
And then we have more viewers watching us on CMN TV. And we're talking to several platforms who'd like to carry the show.
Yes, so we haven't actually got an advertising budget for this show.
We haven't got a budget.
That's true, we haven't. But we have got you, and we're hoping you will be our advertisers and help by sharing the show. If you enjoy it, of course, with other people. And if you don't enjoy it, you can share it anyway. It doesn't matter.
Just hit the share button if you're watching. And then we might get a sponsor, and then we'll have a budget, and then...
Well, we can retire, maybe.
Our producer would be really happy.
Yeah. Oh, Joey Martinez is watching. Hey, Joey, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Pleasure to see you again. Listen, we got so much to get through on this show. Christmas is coming. It's still 2 weeks away. And, well, we were hoping we were going to be in Wales with our family over in the UK.
Our lovely son and grandchildren. And they missed the annual Christmas tree hunt, which is a bit of a thing for us. So we asked our producer, aka Felicity Fields, to film it, and this is what happened. Come on, Magic.
Magic, come here. Magic, here, okay.
Sell us on your tree.
This is a tree. You can cut it down, and then you have a Christmas tree.
Magic is choosing the tree. And yes, it looks like this one is, well, questionable.
It's a bit big. Are we allowed to do that, Mum? Do you think someone took the top of this tree? Deciding the cut placement. The first cut.
There you go. Well, about here. How's that look?
Oh, it's always nice when your dad does the first bit for you.
The front looks great. Is this the front?
Yeah, it's going to be...
Why?
Are you Why?
Oh, let's try it.
There may be an issue with the tree.
Can you edit that, Liz?
Maybe, if we're lucky.
I would really appreciate it if you did.
Like that. No! This is why we don't circumcise people. No! Save the tip! Now it's going to produce sappy. Oh my goodness, I can't watch.
Is this causing you pain, Ollie? There's a couple of traditional things about our Christmas tree. We like to get Christmas decorations from places we've been. And of course, the childhood crafts from All Saints Craft Club. A Welsh in there too. The piece of that. There's Dad's personal favourite. Oliver's.
Walnuts.
There's Oliver's favourite, Scooby-Doo. I'm not showing your bare chest, Oliver. Mum's favourite. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Mum? Oh, it reminds me of suicidal. I don't know why. Do you remember when a cup of tea used to be PG? Oh, this is my favourite. And then Matthew, all the way in Wales. his favorite as well. Oliver, stop. Some families have a star or an angel on their Christmas tree, but no, we have a starfish.
I can't reach.
May have got a bit too big of a tree this year.
I need a bigger ladder. I think we should have a bit of a competition to see who's got the worst Christmas tree decorations, don't you? We collect them every time we go anywhere. We have a Christmas tree decoration, so it's a time of memories putting up the Christmas tree, isn't it? It's wonderful.
On another note, we've had a sudden rush of Christmas bookings for our virtual shows, and we've had one of our favourite performers on today who's doing some amazing virtual shows.
We should explain what a virtual show is and how it works.
Or we could let our guest explain what a virtual show is.
Yeah, but which one? I'm still confused about how many guests we've actually got on this show.
Please put your hands together.
For the impresario of virtual magic, the wonderful Stuart MacDonald.
Oh, that's me.
Hey, Stu, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for joining us.
Stuart, where are you?
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Oh, a fellow Michigander. That's
right
what we
across
like.
We can do the whole, with
Is it that way round? It's the hand thing.
I'm over here.
Yeah.
There you go.
We might. There's a lot of people that aren't Michiganders who are watching the show. That see, Michigan is shaped like a mitten, and you can. It's not important. No one cares.
It's really not important. It's really not important.
Listen, we have to start our show with our special game. As everyone knows, it's called Say Something in British, and I have a whole load of cards here with British words on, and you're going to select one. So, Stuart, as I riffle through, just shout stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
Perfect. Okay, today's word is jab. Jab. Have you any idea what a jab would mean in the UK?
Boxer, of course.
It's a yeah, well, it does kind of mean that, but that's wrong. It's not what it means. Not what it means in the UK, but I suppose it kind of does mean that. But yeah.
Moving on, Stuart.
We'll come back to it later. Now, as a fellow performer, obviously we can work out you're not doing live shows at the moment, but I want to take you back to about 9 months ago because your career had just absolutely gone like that. Just give us a snapshot of where you were at 9 months ago and what had led you to that moment.
Oh yeah, well, 9 months ago, I was at the beginning of history and my career. They were converging. I left my career at Whirlpool, which I'd only been there for 5 years. And that was just as a result of the 2008 crash. So I went back into, full-time position somewhere in the world, and that was Whirlpool. But then I quit because my magic was doing better than my job. So I went to China on November 2nd, and performed there for about 14 days. And then from there, I went on cruise ships in January. And I was listening to the BBC talk about this strange virus that's going around. And by the time I was at the Magic Castle, I was literally told during my performance on March 15th that the castle's going to close.
Yeah.
And my career done.
Yeah, it was an awful time for all of us, wasn't it? And you had a full diary and tours and all this kind of stuff in there, and it all just disappeared overnight.
But Stuart, you are a creative man. So what did you do? Come on.
Well, at first, for about a month, I just was, watching as many Netflix shows as I could. Tiger King, Making a Murderer, everything. That was what I was doing. And then I got a call from the Croswell Opera House in Adrian, Michigan, which is my hometown. And they wanted me to stream my magic show from the theater with no audience. And I thought about it and I said, that's not a good idea. If you're going to use that medium, you've got to make it interactive. And I said, give me a week to think of something. And I ended up coming up with, I said, let's do a Zoom show. And let's not make it me. Let's make it a character. And So we powwowed for about a month and came up with Richard Preston.
Richard Preston.
So you're doing two characters in the show. It's suddenly coming clear to me now.
But Stuart, let's go back. What is a virtual show? Let's explain to folk what a virtual show is.
Yeah, what makes it special?
Sure. A virtual show is exactly what we're doing right now. You're doing a show, but the interesting thing is that the audience can connect with the performer, which is really interesting. That's a concept that was never heard of as far as a performer. It's like the performer going out in the audience in a theater and communicating with every single person in the audience and saying, hey, I want to do a trick with you, and walking right up to them and doing a trick. So yeah, it's interactive. It's a completely different experience.
So it's like watching television, and you can talk to the person who's on the TV screen.
Exactly. There was a friend of mine who sent me a photograph of me doing my show for his family, and there was a kid with a blanket wrapped around him because it was 8 o'clock at night, and he's standing up to the television set, and I'm doing a card trick for him. And I was thinking, that's something that we could never have imagined in our lifetime, thinking that like I'm talking to David Copperfield and David Copperfield is talking back to me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
that makes
right.
It very special.
And that's the joy of StreamYard as well. You know, we can talk to Joey Martez, we can talk to Tim Prendergast in Colorado, and we can see them actually up on the screen and talk to them. And we know they're watching. And there's Donna Prendergast saying she loves the show. Fantastic. That is the joy of virtual shows.
So listen, folks, if you want to experience this fantastic man doing one of his shows, check out his website, which will be popping up at the bottom, so you can go and see that. But also, is Richard Preston around in the background somewhere?
He's in our green room.
Do you think you could maybe go and give him a nudge and maybe in about 5 or 10 minutes get Richard to come out and show us some magic?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be happy to.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Stuart MacDonald. Do check out the website, stuartmacdonaldmagic.com. Lots of virtual shows. And we're going to see a snapshot of Richard Preston in a few minutes' time. Stuart, thank you so much.
Perfect.
Wow.
We've never had one person be two.
No, this is another first for our show. We like firsts.
So the next guest, I met her when I interviewed her for the Top of Troy, for the Troy Chamber of Commerce. An incredible story about starting work at a company called OEX, which is local
Office Express. Yeah,
here
I know it well.
in Troy, and ending up owning the company. But there's much more to this lady than meets the eye, and we're going to find out a little bit more about her, apart from the successful business person we know.
So we've got some pictures of her as well of when she was little. So let's have a look at this.
She looks a bit grumpy there, darling.
I think someone's just stolen her candy.
Yes, I think so. Oh, first communion. That has to be a first communion picture.
Oh, so
gorgeous.
Sweet. So please welcome her, and we'll find out all about what she's been up to. It is Anna Sinagra.
Hi.
Let me give you a standing ovation. That's what it sounds like.
Anna, where are you? There's a big window behind you. Whereabouts are you? Can we see trucks?
I'm sitting in my office in Troy.
The road behind you, it seems to be quiet at the moment. There were lorries and things going back. You must be on Big Beaver with all the...
Big Beaver.
Yes, I thought you might be. I thought you might be.
Well, so let's start with our game.
Yes, say something in British. Today's word is jab. Have you any idea what jab means?
I don't know. Is it some sort of body part?
It
could be a body part in this case, but it's
wrong. But
we shall keep people waiting and see if we come up with a better answer. Oh, someone's actually suggested.
Tim Prendergast thinks it's
Oh, look.
Oh, Anna's a good answer.
Anna's obviously very important.
Live television. We love it.
Now, there are two reasons we wanted you on the show. Firstly, because of what you do with Office Express, and with so many folk working at home nowadays, we thought we'd love to talk to you about setting up a home office, because there's a lot more to that, being comfortable and having a good work environment. And then we discovered that you are also a family recovery coach. So can we start with that?
Sure.
What exactly
is a family recovery coach?
Oh. So as a family recovery coach, we work with families who are dealing with loved ones who have a substance use disorder, whether it be, alcohol, drugs, anything of that sort. So we just kind of help navigate them through the chaos and work to give them some strategies and guidance and a little bit of mentoring along the way.
Yeah.
It's like a 12-week. We set 12 weeks aside for each individual or family.
And at this time of year, I would have
Obviously,
thought,
with Christmas coming, there's an awful lot of addiction issues which come up, and families need you. I mean, there's a huge deal of acceptance that you have to go through, isn't there, with all this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
And you need help. How does it practically work? You said it's a 12-week course you do with folk.
So it's a matter of meeting with the family or spouse. It could be parent, spouse, loved one, sibling. We take those 12 weeks and we meet with them an hour a week, or maybe it's twice a week for an hour, and it's a little bit of coaching, if you will, to try and get them to detach. A lot of times as family members, we become codependent and, almost just as sick as the addict themselves. So it's just kind of navigating through the chaos and the process and trying to allow their loved one to be a little more self-sufficient and not always try to fix or enable.
Yeah. So is there a sort of do you provide clinical assessments?
So we are not, we don't do any formal clinical assessments. We don't really recommend, any level of treatment, although we can help navigate their loved one into treatment. We don't dispense any medications or anything of the sort. We are truly, just their coach and mentor through the process.
And it's providing the support. I know in your in Families Against Narcotics, the one of the descriptions, it talks about dispelling the stigma of addiction and educating the community as well as those affected, because it is something which affects people, and the stigma, I think, is probably the hardest thing to get across. Actually, the admission that you or a member of your family is an addict. It's a tough thing to come to terms with.
Oh, it's you hear the terms, junkie, loser, those kind of things, and I'll tell you, it's people get a picture in their mind, I think, of what someone who has a substance use disorder looks like. But I'll tell you, I personally, my grandmother, became addicted to pain pills in her 80s. So, it's horrible. It's horrible watching someone when, they're trying to be weaned off these things, and
it's
difficult.
Tough. It's tough, isn't it?
So tell us about cost. I mean, that's also a bottom line for so many people at this time. How much does it cost to get involved or to come along to Families Against Narcotics? How does that work?
The beautiful thing is it is no cost to the client. FAN has state funding that is used to cover the cost for families and loved ones to obtain a family recovery coach.
Right. Wow, that's something. There's certainly something to think about at this time of the year.
It's something we all need to be more aware of, because even if it's people we know who we can sort of point towards the organization. So if you know someone with a family who is struggling, do make a note of the website, which is buzzing along the bottom of our screen at a huge rate of knots. Look at it move there. That must be the slowest ticker in the world.
Ticker.
I've never stopped to read it before. See, I'm getting quite excited by it.
And I feel that we haven't talked about OEX, and obviously there's so much there that we need to know about with these home offices. But maybe you can come back. Can you come back and chat to us?
Would love to.
Yeah. Let's because I really would like to talk about how we set up our office, because our office is really cramped, and I think we need to do something. Maybe we should send you a picture of it, and you could give us a review. About
Absolutely.
If you were just to give us one quick tip, what would you do?
Get a good chair. Get a good chair.
Good. I think that comment from the bottom is from our producer.
Our producer.
She's saying, "Can I get an office?"
Yes.
You can use your bedroom, Felicity, like everyone else.
It's all about the chair, isn't it, Anna?
Oh, your back and your bottom will thank you.
Oh, I need my
I like that. I like to get thanked for my bottom. That's good. I think we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about that because I think it's very important. But for now, I think it's time we welcome back our magician. Anna, do you fancy seeing some magic? Yeah. Because we've got a real treat. We've got a real treat with this special guy. You probably won't recognize him when he makes his appearance. But please welcome him back and welcome him for the first time. Do you see what I did there? Because he's a different person.
He's a different person.
Mr. Richard Preston.
Yeah!
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome. Hi, I'm Richard Preston, magician to the stars. You already know. Would you like to see a demonstration of my magic?
Yes.
Well, as you already know, that I was the first entertainer and human being to be cryogenically frozen, and I was thawed early in July because of what's going on. And NASA made me do a lung capacity test with this balloon, and I had a great surprise for him at the end. So watch this. This is cool. Not bad for frozen lungs. Oh. So I passed that test, but then I had something in store for him at the end of this. This is pretty cool.
Oh.
Nice.
Yes. Now nothing would be better for the Christmas holidays than to have the Richard Preston hot toddy and Christmas cookies, and I just happen to have some right here.
What? That's very impressive.
I love it. Well, would you like to see another trick?
Yes.
Of course. It's one of my favorites. This is one that I invented a long time ago when I had a roommate. His name was Monty Hall, and he always tried to figure this trick out. Now, I have a deck of playing cards, or rather large playing cards, and Anna, would you like to help me?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to riffle through the cards. You say stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Right there. Remember that card. Remember that card. You got it?
Yep.
All right, we're going to put your card right here so we never lose it. And then we're going to mix your card into the deck in a way that is so diabolical, no one will know where it's at. Just say stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Right there. We'll put your card. Magicians have been nagging me for years at how I accomplished this trick. Matter of fact, I can even mess the cards up like this, and still I'll be able to find your card in just one try. One cut. Anna, is your card the Jack of Clubs?
No.
No?
No.
Hang on. Sorry. I think they just need to be squared up a little bit better. There we go. How about we cut to the Queen of Hearts?
No.
Yeah, this can't be it. I'll just try. The Five of Clubs.
No.
I don't understand how I could have gotten it wrong.
Very good.
Love it.
Is it the Five of Diamonds?
I think it might have been Mr. Richard Preston. That
Exactly right.
That was absolutely fantastic. Richard,
You're welcome.
I love it. I just love the character. I just love the
What
character.
do you mean the character? This is him.
Well, I love him. I love everything about him. That's perfect.
I love that Christmas tree.
Yeah. Yes. What is the Christmas tree from an original from your pre-frozen life?
Yeah, definitely. It's from my bachelor pad. Manhattan.
Wonderful.
So, Richard, I'm sorry, I'm lost for words. Unexpected finish. Then I absolutely loved it.
We're looking at something. Say something British.
Oh yes, we've got to get back to yes. I was enjoying watching the show so much, I forgot that we were part of it.
Yes,
that's what happened there.
All right.
Say something British. The British word was jab,
Yes.
and it was quite an appropriate word for today. It actually means.
If you're standing in line at the subway and somebody is in your way, you jab them and you say, "Hey, get out of my way."
Close, but still wrong. No, a jab in English, it means a shot.
It means a shot.
An inoculation, a vaccination.
Not this kind of shot.
And today, it's quite an appropriate word because today the first vaccinations for the pandemic are being given out in the UK.
So we thought jab was the way to go.
So that's a good thing to announce. The end is in sight.
The end is in sight.
That's what we're having.
While we're here, though, let's have some positive thoughts. Anna, have you got a positive thought for us to take away with us and think about?
For sure. So yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and peace is possible.
Yes, so true, so true.
And it is the season of peace and goodwill and all that stuff.
You've got 2.5 weeks, babe.
Yeah,
Not yet.
Well,
Not
no, that's
yet.
it. The season should last more than a day. I mean, is that what Christmas is? Just the one day we have to be nice to each other and then we can stop? Is that what it's all about?
Yeah, that's it.
We've been spending too much time with family over the last 9 months. That's what it is. How are we going to be peaceful? No, that's a nice thought. Thank you very much for sharing that, Anna.
And Richard, you've got the wrong name tape on.
Which is actually you got that right. Well done.
Mr. Preston, sir, tell us your positive thought for this time.
Well, as my sergeant told me in World War II, when we were about to go into Berlin, he said, "Always take action."
That is a good one for this time.
Actually, yeah. No, I think that's very true because we could always just sort of sit back and say, let's not do anything. And it's actually more important to actually do something.
Take action.
I think that's true. At a moment of when you can't think of what to do, anything is better than nothing.
Yeah. Whenever you take action, it leads to more questions that lead to more answers.
Yeah.
So take action.
Yeah,
take action.
I think that's fabulous. So we're looking for peace and we're looking for action. Folks, once again, just to remind you, thank you so much for watching the show. Please remember what we asked earlier. If you are still out there, please share this with your friends. We would really appreciate it. It would help us an awful lot. But for now, I suppose we have to say the
We do. Cheerio.
Cheerio.